Welcome to Brule Media, where we explore the business strategies behind the brands you love. So on December 31st, 2025, Sprinkles Cupcakes closed every single store with only 1 day's notice to employees. The brand that started the worldwide cupcake craze 20 years ago, over 20 stores, iconic Cupcake ATMs, all gone. Founder Candace Nelson, who sold the company 12 years ago, said in an IG video, "This isn't how she thought the story would go." So grab your beverage, get comfortable, and let's talk about what happened to Sprinkles and what we can learn from it. In 2001, Candace was an investment banker in San Francisco during the dot-com boom. Then the bust hit. She lost her job at 27. While her friends went to business school, Candace chose pastry school. She wanted to follow her joy. She made custom cakes from her apartment, but every cake was a stressful one-off. One day at the grocery store, she saw sad cupcakes in plastic clamshells and had an epiphany. What if cupcakes could be elegant and aspirational? On April 13, 2005, Candace and her husband Charles opened Sprinkles in Beverly Hills. This was the peak of the low-carb craze. Everyone said it would never work. One product, just cupcakes, premium ingredients. They sold out before noon on opening day. 8 months later, Oprah called. She wanted 300 cupcakes for her show. Sales jumped 50%. Celebrities such as Barbra Streisand and Tom Cruise became regulars. The Cupcake Queen had arrived. Sprinkles sparked a cultural phenomenon. The world's first cupcake-only bakery. Suddenly, cupcakes were everywhere from 2005 to 2015. That signature dot on top, trademarked, iconic. $4 to $5 per cupcake, when competitors charged $2. In 2012, Candace was pregnant with a midnight cupcake craving. She couldn't get one anywhere. She created the world's first Cupcake ATM, a 24/7 cupcake vending machine. At its peak, 38 ATMs sold up to 1,000 cupcakes per day. People lined up just for the experience. Sprinkles expanded to over 20 locations across the country. Williams-Sonoma sold their mixes in 250 stores. They even had a Sprinkles mobile truck bringing cupcakes to events. They sold over 200 million cupcakes. Sprinkles was everywhere. In 2012, Candace made a decision that changed everything. She sold Sprinkles to KarpReilly Capital Partners, a private equity firm. She stepped away completely, no operational role for 13 years.
2012, I decided to sell it. Why? Let's dive in. I consider myself a creator, a founder. I love creating something out of nothing, that sort of 0 to 1 phase of starting a business. The most creative part is in the beginning. It's when you're developing the product, you're creating the brand, you're coming up with that go-to-market strategy. I don't have to explain to you that once the business got to 10 locations nationwide and 1 international franchise, as well as a Cupcake ATM that was growing, it just became such an operational challenge. I had enough self-awareness to understand that this wasn't my strong suit. Not that I couldn't continue to scale the business, it's just that my husband and I felt like we really needed to bring someone else in with true operational expertise to get the business to the next level.
In 2022, Sprinkles announced a franchising strategy. 100 US plus 100 international locations by 2026. But in August 2024, the CEO left, and in December 2025, Sprinkles was still advertising new locations. Something was wrong behind the scenes. December 30th, 2025, Monday afternoon, store managers were told every location would close the next day. That night, employees got the call, everyone was laid off. 1 day's notice. By New Year's Eve, all stores and ATMs were closed. The reaction was immediate. Some employees had worked there for 15 years. Candace found out only days before. She posted an emotional video on Instagram.
Company I started in 2005 and then sold to private equity in 2012 will be closing its bakery doors today. Just to say that out loud is completely surreal. Even though I sold the company over a decade ago, I still have such a personal connection to it. And this isn't how I thought the story would go. I thought Sprinkles would keep growing and be around forever. I thought it was going to be my legacy. It's hard.
The comments were harsh. Many blamed her for selling to private equity. The official statement from the private equity firm was brief. There was no real explanation. So what really happened? The cupcake moment passed. From 2010 to 2015, cupcakes were everywhere, but trends move on. Taste shifted towards wellness, gluten-free, keto, not bad, just different. Even other cupcake brands struggled. When a whole category softens, the original feels it too. Then there was ownership. Private equity followed a familiar playbook: tight margins, push scale, move risk outward. That franchise push in 2022 wasn't about growth, it was about lightening the load. 20 stores, dozens of ATMs, commissionary kitchens, premium rents, that's a lot to carry. And $5 cupcakes in an inflation-heavy moment, and the math got tight. The signs were there already. Glendale closed earlier in 2024, and still, new locations were being advertised. It didn't end overnight, it unraveled quietly, and then all at once, it was over. So what can we take away? First, who you sell to matters. Candace builds Sprinkles with care and heart. Private equity builds for returns. If your brand is personal, be thoughtful about who carries it forward. Second, trends don't last forever. Business models have to grow and shift with the times. If your success is built on a moment, you have to evolve before that moment passes. Finally, how you treat people at the end matters. The final chapter is often the one people remember, and that's what shapes a legacy long after the doors are closed. That's the Sprinkle story, from joy to a difficult ending. Candace wasn't just a founder, she was a thoughtful builder, someone who led with creativity, care, and an eye for beauty. She created something that still lives on in the hearts of the people who loved it. A reminder that even beloved brands need care and intention to truly last. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to Brule Media. There are so many more stories waiting for us. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.